10 Ways Introverts Intimidate Others. Many extroverts struggle to understand the personality attribute of introversion. Although it can take many forms, it typically entails making special efforts to avoid social situations. But, introverts aren't always shy or antisocial, they simply require more alone time than other people. And while this character trait can be a source of power and resiliency, it also means that introverts are frequently misinterpreted and may come off as scary to people who don't know them well. These are some characteristics of introverts that may intimidate others in light of this. Number 1, they're low-key and want to stay away from conflict. Are you aware that certain people find it difficult to avoid drama? In contrast, introverts are quiet. They don't often cause a scene or trouble. They typically don't want to be in the spotlight and aren't the sort to seek out controversy. Nonetheless, they can occasionally come across as scary when they speak up or stand their ground in a setting where there may be some hostility or dispute between the parties. Number 2, they are extremely clever. Intelligent introverts are frequently seen. Since they tend to be voracious readers and are more likely to have advanced degrees, you may anticipate that they will be quite knowledgeable about physics, history, philosophy, and other fascinating subjects. And while introverts like academic conversations with other like-minded individuals, they aren't interested in gossip or small talk that doesn't advance the subject or serve any genuine purpose. Instead of talking about the love lives of celebrities, they would rather spend their time learning. Number 3, they are obnoxiously honest. Being honest or stating something disagreeable is nothing to an introvert. Even if it isn't what people want to hear, the majority of them have no trouble speaking their minds. They aren't afraid to express their opinions without holding back or thinking about how others might perceive them. This can be daunting since the introvert won't act as if they agree with everything you say. Instead, they may point out your errors or outright reject your viewpoint. Number 4, they take things very seriously. Because they take everything very seriously, introverts tend to be very interested in what they are doing. They are not readily intimidated or sidetracked by the interests and pursuits of other people. In truth, they probably think they're uninteresting. If you are not used to dealing with someone who is so confident in their own tastes, this may come off as snobbish. Number 5, they pose difficult questions. Introverts use discussion to clarify and comprehend rather than just to pass the time. They utilize communication as a strategy to ensure that they are aware of what is happening. That said, when an introvert asks a pointed question that makes you think, it can feel very intimidating in comparison to the easygoing questions other people might ask, like "How's your day going?" for instance. This is due to the fact that it gives you the impression that they already know more about what you're saying than you do, which makes your mind go into overdrive as you try to figure out how they came to that conclusion before you did. Number 6, they have excellent emotional control. Introverts are excellent at controlling their emotions and do not become easily enraged. Also, they are more inclined to be sensible than overly sensitive because of this. People might feel intimidated by an introvert because of the way they respond to others. They're quiet, self-contained, and polite. This doesn't mean that introverts never get upset, but they generally aren't prone to emotional outbursts or dramatic. Number 7, their introspection makes them seem standoffish. When you're with an introvert, it's easy to think that they are aloof and detached. They may seem like they don't care about the people around them or that it might be difficult to get close to them, but in reality, they're just busy doing their own thing. Introverts are so in tune with themselves that they don't need validation from others or constant distractions in order to feel fulfilled by life. Also, because they tend to keep their innermost thoughts and feelings to themselves, getting an introvert's attention might feel like a huge accomplishment. Number 8, they have excellent people reading skills. Introverts are keen observers and pick up on subtleties that extroverts might overlook. They are resistant to influence and can read people like an open book. This gives introverts a perception of strength that they can use to scare potential exploiters. Number 9, they are unafraid of social norms. The lack of concern for what other people think about introverts is possibly one of their most terrifying traits. They aren't excessively concerned with social conventions because they don't consider themselves as part of the majority. The majority prefer to spend time alone, where no one can evaluate them based on how well they adhere to some arbitrary standard imposed by society, rather than feeling pushed by other people's expectations, or striving hard not to fall short of those standards. Number 10, they are independent. Introverts don't require other people to be happy, and being alone doesn't make them feel lonely. In fact, a lot of introverts prefer being alone to being with other people. They feel confident working alone and don't require regular interaction with others to enjoy themselves or feel good about themselves. When it makes sense for them, which is typically not very frequently, they do enjoy spending time with people. Although it's easy to understand how some people could view these traits as scary, the reality is that introverts just have different priorities and beliefs. They follow a unique way of living that suits them. Despite not intending to, introverts have a tendency to intimidate others. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends, so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.